All right, what's going on, Fast Turn Radio listeners? Sorry you people are out there missing the popcorn. Hopefully you get your own little snacks. The camera's not even set up for the Spreecast right now, but there we go. All right, what's happening? Hope everybody's having a good day, good week. Can't believe it's been a week already. Michael Wolf, what's going on, man? I had a nice little chat with you for a few minutes earlier today. Hope all is well. Um, we're going to talk some We're going to talk daily routines. We're going to talk bundles, uh, deal stacking, because I did a quick little deal. We're going to talk um, pictures, and that'll be part of the bundling, and also a cool little trick that I learned that maybe some of you experienced Dymo users already knew about. But I'm going to share a little trick and tip with you that ties into the bundling and what is so cool about what you can do with a Dymo. So the more I use it, the more I'm loving the Dymo. I still love my Zebra. It's still a workhorse and does some great printing. Man, that Dymo, that's a valuable little machine right there. So yeah, keep looking at it. It's right there. Little tiny, does so much. So, um, yeah, oh, Michael Flanagan's here. What's going on, man? Yes, total package. And Michael, big shout out to you, man. I realized I was talking about the group, I think last week, and I mentioned a lot of people that help in the group, and somehow I overlooked your name, and that I apologize for. Michael is very active in the coaching group, and just another one of the great leaders that has joined the group and gives advice and just top notch service to everybody. So uh, thank you, Michael. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention you last week. It's just, man, just can't thank everybody. You guys are all so great. So I want to start out just a little bit. Somebody had asked a question. Well, let's see. I'll let you guys pick the topic we start with. You want to do my daily routine, the Dymo bundle stuff, or do you have some other topic that you want me to cover? Really, those are kind of the three: the bundling, the Dymo, and the routine. So what do we start with? Daily routine. We got at least 2 votes for a daily routine. All right. Now, I told you guys that mine is going to be a little different than yours. And let me tell you, I did not realize what my routine was until Brandon Oshner, I believe is his last name, asked in Fast Turn Radio, what's your daily routine? Where do you source, or how many hours do you source? How much packing do you do? Just, what's your typical day? So I started paying attention, and man, I'm going to run through it pretty quickly. I don't want to bore you with minute by minute, but it blew me away. I found out some things about myself. So I will give you a rundown of today's routine in chunks. There were a few segments, so let's go with wake up. I woke up at about 7:30 this morning. Okay, I got up late. Kids are out of school. Wife's out of school. She's a speech therapist, so she was on a school schedule. So everybody's out. So we slept in today. Got up about 7:30, and almost immediately jumped on Facebook. Spent about an hour getting caught up on messages that I missed overnight because I went to bed about 11. So anything that came in really after about 10 o'clock last night, I didn't see. At some point I just got to shut it off. So I spent about the first hour checking Facebook, answering messages, answering posts. I found a couple of flips that I shared on AFT because I thought they were informative and would help some people if they were able to get the flips. Did some private messages, and 8 o'clock, or I'm sorry, 8:30 rolls around, and it's time to go run because the sun's coming up, and it's hot in South Georgia after about 9, and I've done it as late as 10, and it's pretty killer. You start running that late in the morning because once the sun's up, you no longer have the angle on the trees, so there's no shade. And running out on the pavement in 85, 90 degree weather with no shade, yes, it's that hot that early in the morning. It's crazy. Uh, it's rough. So I got out there about 8:30. I ran till a little after 9. And then by the time you do your cool down and just kind of, sweat it all out, then Yeah. Too many people running my way. Nah, just kidding. I love all that stuff. But no, so sorry, I was answering Robert's question about who's running to Duane. Uh, no, so it was humid. Got my run in. Got done maybe 9:30 or so. While I'm cooling off, I'm back on Facebook answering more questions and just replying to posts and throwing my own 2 cents out there or whatever. Uh, Finally get in the shower, start getting myself together because today was a sourcing day. Um, Had to get some paperwork stuff done because I did not have my print ups of my new resale certificate. I've just been paying sales tax because I've been too lazy. So I decided today was going to be a big sourcing day. Might as well get some resale certificates printed out so I could give them to stores if they wanted them. And all said and done, oh, I ate a little breakfast. Got out of here about 11:15 this morning. So I was slow getting out of the house. 11:15, I drive an hour into Savannah and finally get to the stores and start sourcing. Sourced a Walmart and a Walgreens. Drove out to another Walmart. Decided to eat some lunch. So that was about 2 hours worth of sourcing between Walgreens and Walmart. I get out to the next place. That includes drive time. So I get out there and decide, hey, I've had a cup of yogurt for breakfast this morning. And I'm kind of hungry, so I stop at Zaxby's, get myself a salad, and while I'm eating that, guess where I'm at? On my iPad, back on Facebook. I'm answering more questions. We had a lot of stuff going on in Scan Power University this morning. Get done with all that good stuff. About 2:30 or so, I hit the store. There was a Walmart right there. I spent about an hour. 3:30 comes, so I've really only been sourcing for about 3 hours. Kind of a side note, one of my friends came to visit me, had a complication to a surgery, or a complication, not really due to a surgery, but he had a complication even though he just had surgery about 3 weeks ago. He came to see me. He had to go in for emergency surgery the next day after he got here. So he's in the hospital here in Savannah, and visiting hours are from 4 to 6, so I decided to cut my sourcing short at about 3:30 or so, drove over to see him, spent a couple hours in the ICU with him, and then drove on the way home. Got stuck in traffic, needed to stop by the grocery store. So now that was 6 o'clock. I'm in the grocery store at 7 o'clock getting some stuff, and my reminder goes off. The Fast Turn Radio starts at 8 o'clock. So grab all my stuff real quick, throw it in the car, drive back here. Got home about 7:30, and put some groceries away, cleaned out the trash can because it stunk, and I needed to throw some trash out, like our big one outside. So got all that in, and hey, 8 o'clock, here I am. So guys, that's my kind of day. It's that's typical. And if I weren't sourcing, so I really got probably 3 hours of actual, or I'm sorry, 3 hours of work done. But Facebook, I figured out, one, takes a lot of my time, and two, I consider part of my job. Because if I'm not helping you guys, if I'm not answering questions, if I'm not active, I don't think people are going to really care what I have to say. So I try to stay relevant. I try to stay on top of current events. Yeah, and how many days a week do you go sourcing? Really, only 1 to 2. Now I will spend more time at the house and do online sourcing. Oh, that was another thing. Somebody sent me a message while I was out and said, "Hey, look at this flip," and I said, "That looks like a great flip." So spent a couple hundred bucks on an online flip while I was out sourcing in the stores. And I will only source 1 to 2 days tops in physical stores. Uh, that's it, and I'll spend probably 1 day packing. So the days that I don't pack and source are spent signing up for wholesale, looking through catalogs, putting together bundles, which will be the next thing that I talk about. Trying to get ideas for bundles, try to figure out what my next season's going to be. Taking care of paperwork, that kind of crap. And so I don't source as much as I used to, and I definitely don't since it's summertime and since the kids are off and since we have some downtime. I'm going to enjoy this time with the kids, and so I'm not going to work constantly. But that's I don't know if that's a typical day, but that was today. And yesterday looked a lot like that, except instead of going out to the stores, I was it yesterday? No, the day before that was, yeah, packing and shipping. That was on Monday. Yesterday, I don't even remember. Yesterday was a blur. But I can tell you, I have noticed I spend hours on Facebook every day. I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably not a good thing, but that's where a lot of my time gets spent. And man, start a conversation and then try to pull away from it. Questions keep coming, or you have questions for the other person. It's not just a one-way deal. It's not me just answering questions. It's me asking people and getting feedback from them. Um, but that's my typical stuff. Now, is that the same as it was when I started? Not at all, which is funny because I used to source about 3 days a week, and I would pack 4 days a week, and I worked 7 days a week. And when I got to a point where that was the norm, I said something's got to change. This isn't working. And that, I got better at my sourcing. I got better with the replens. I started to do more online ordering. That's when I adjusted and I said, I am not spending 3 days or more, like 8-hour days in the stores. And it's just, I mean, you can do that for a while, and it's great to do that in the beginning. But once you start to understand what the processes are and understand what you need to do when you walk into the store, you're not just hunting those one-offs. You're picking up items. You're looking for certain items. So, I probably spent a little more time in the Walmarts than I should have, but I was just going thoroughly through some of the toy sections. I was looking for some new toy lines and seeing what I could get into. So it was a little bit of picking up stuff that I knew already existed. That was probably about a half hour, and a half hour of scanning new stuff, seeing what's out there. And I found a couple of winners that I think are going to be good toy lines in the at least for the near future. So um, that's my typical routine. And if I don't know, I don't see Andy Slamons. I don't know if he's in here or not. I know he was going to talk a little bit about what he does. Of course, I didn't hit him up ahead of time, which probably would have been a good idea to say, hey, do you still want to come on and talk about your routine? But oh well, it happens. So you guys just get my perspective today, I guess. And so that is a typical day. Let's see. Oh, got a couple questions that came up. With online sourcing, if expiration specific product, how do you ensure that it's not an issue with your order? Robert, that's a good question, and the only way I know to answer that is to tell you, one, I've never had an issue with it. Uh, I do have items that have expiration dates, but they are either long shelf life items, or I make sure that they are very fast selling items, so that not only do they sell quickly once I have them in my hands, but they're going to sell quickly um, for the store that I'm buying them from, or from the manufacturer. So, because I buy wholesale with expiration dates also. That's when you're ordering pallets of stuff. So you have to know it's moving. So I want stuff that I know is moving not only for me, but moving for the source that I'm buying from, so that they always have current inventory coming in, or if it's a manufacturer, so I know that they've made new product. So it's really kind of a two-part system, and it comes down to speed. You want to make sure you're not buying from what's the there are a couple of liquidation websites, and there's one, I think it's called like over the counter drug or something, or I don't know. I shouldn't even throw the name out there because I'm going to get it wrong, and then I may get hassled by somebody. But no, there's a .com that is almost like a liquidation.com site. Now, I would not order from that because you don't know what you're going to get. You order from the manufacturer, distributor, or from a big box store, Target or Walmart, you're probably not going to run into those problems. It's they're going to move enough product; it shouldn't be an issue. Now, I will say other people have told me that they had a problem ordering from the big box stores and getting expired stuff or close to it. So, if it has a short shelf life, then maybe ordering online is not the best idea. Um, that's my only advice. That's been my experiences with it. All right, do you RA with an iPad or a smartphone? Larry, I like the question. I'm surprised everybody doesn't know. Now this is my baby right here. Okay, that's what I source with. And then of course I have my scanner glove, which is actually in the car because I was outsourcing today. But no, I have my iPad. It's a full size iPad. It's got the 4G connection on it through Verizon, so I uh, always have the connection. It flies. I love it. You know, got scan power going on, and it's the best setup that I could imagine having. And yeah, Bob Willie uses the same exact setup: iPad, KDC 200, and a glove. So it's pretty fantastic. You just set the iPad in the little front seat of the cart. So let's see if we can get it. So it just leans in the front seat of the cart. You can see it from, a couple, 3, 4 feet away, whatever. You can just go scan it on through, and you can see what's coming up on your iPad while you're doing it. Oh, yeah. And Michael Flanagan just got my KDC 200 today. Guess I am a member of the cool group now. Yes, sir, you are. Yeah, you are gonna love the KDC. I have not used any other barcode scanners. Don't know how they compare. I know the battery life is amazing, and it works. Beeper on or off? I have the beeper on the KDC on. I like to hear that it actually scanned. I do have it set to low. It has a low and a high setting, so I set my scanner to low. And um, since I don't use my phone, I don't worry about that so much. The one thing about scan power is it is very loud if you scan with your phone, almost to the point of being a distraction. So I don't care for that too much. But I don't like scanning with my phone anyway. But the glove and the iPad, beeper on low, you'll be good to go. Jeff Fleming says he has the beeper off. He likes to be stealthy. Oh, and Jeff Fleming, you're another one that I forgot to give a shout out to, and this was from about 3 weeks ago when we were talking about the Bootstrap Challenge. I talked a lot about Stormy Renew and all the great sourcing that she did, and I totally forgot to tell you guys. I read the post and I was in awe of it. Jeff Fleming stumbled across a low cost batch of beauty products, I believe it was, and made an absolute killing. So he was probably the unofficial winner of the Bootstrap Challenge. Biolage, see, he even throws a name out there. I didn't know what it was, but yeah, so he kicked butt. I think he only spent what about $300, and it sold for somewhere around 17 or something. Oh, cleared over 2,000 profit already. Okay, so that's not even sales price. That's profit. I knew you were saying that you expected to make 1,700 off of it. So yeah, Jeff Fleming just straight up kicked butt in the Bootstrap Challenge. So congratulations, sir. And I'm sorry I did not give you mention a few weeks ago. I just totally slipped my mind. So if I forget stuff, guys, I'll probably, I'll think of it at some point. I do a lot of reflecting after I do a show, and I go, oh man, I should have said this or I should have said that. So, oh, still have a box full that couldn't be FBA'd. That's all right. It won't hurt you to send in a few packages your own. It sounds like you got a little wiggle room there. You might even be able to cut some people some shipping off of, or cut them a deal on shipping. You can push that product. You're too lazy to MF it yet. Yeah. Well, hey, if your belly's full and you already got profits, not a big deal. So, all right. What's achievable yearly sales goals for a full timer with no employees, mostly RA and online, little to no wholesale? Larry, again, love the question, man. Um, I'll tell you this: not having a clue what I was doing, starting in January of last year, I sold just over 100,000. Uh, Started with $1,500 in January and had just over 100,000 in sales. So, um, what's achievable? Honestly, I would say I would say conservatively 250,000 in sales. If you went full time, mostly RA online, you want to work in some wholesale. Little to no wholesale kind of worries me. You're going to want some wholesale in there. So yeah, Chris did 750,000 one year by himself. That is absolutely correct. Randall Carroll just pointed that out. So you you can do a lot. I did it. I was still learning, and I worked a lot of hours, and I busted my butt. But I did 100,000 basically not having a clue and just learning as I went along. This year, I expect, even with the last couple of months that I've almost taken off, where I'm doing like 5,000 and 6,000 in sales, it's ridiculous. I'm making almost no money right now, but that's coming back around as I've started to work more. Go figure. The more you work, the more you make. Um, the sales are coming back, and I fully expect to do 200,000 this year. Because I know what to do going into fourth quarter. I have a bigger budget than I had last year, and yeah, that was 100,000 in my first year. That's sales. Now, please understand that is sales. That's not profit. I did not put $100,000 in my pocket. I sold $150,000 worth of items and probably profited off that. I'd have to go back and look at what I filed for taxes, but I think it was somewhere around 30,000. Yeah, 30% ROI. 30% was my margin. ROI should have been somewhere around the 70 to 80% range. So I would really have to go back and look to give you guys accurate numbers. I'm just kind of doing that off the top of my head. But yeah, so on $100,000, I would expect you to make somewhere between pure profit after it's all said and done between $20,000 and $30,000. That is your money. So that's and that was just on sales. You can do that with 200, 250. I think it's totally achievable. Let's see. Yeah, and Bob, I knew I saw something out there said many do 150,000 to 250,000 realistically. So and that's you on your own. Now hire an employee, or a contractor. There's some discussion as to, are our helpers really contractors or are they employees? Yeah, I'm not a tax person. I'm definitely not in a position to tell you what's what and give you tax law. You figure it out for yourself. That's between you, your CPA, and your employee/contractor. Or you can just have high school slave labor, as Michael Flanagan does. That works too. No, it's with just one person, though. You would be amazed at how much more you can do. Because I order a lot of stuff online now, and I just have it shipped to somebody else. I don't ever see it. I don't ever touch it. Yes, it costs me a little more money, but dude, I don't have to do anything for it. All I do is spot a couple of deals, and even now I'm starting to hand off my replens to her and saying, hey, here, go order these. Go order it, ship it yourself. Excuse me, throat's a little dry. So let's see, what else do we have here? With your fast turn methodology, at what point will you start to stock up on items for fourth quarter? I am assuming at some point you will need to buy and hold for at least 30 to 45 days. Yeah, this is a tough question for me to actually answer, just not because I don't know what the answer is, because it's hard for me to actually say this. I've already started to. There are some things that I've seen that I just said, it's an okay deal now. It's going to be a great deal for fourth quarter. And here's the key. I want you guys to hear this very clearly because we're all at different stages of our business. Here is the absolute key. If you have extra money in your budget that you are not spending on a regular basis and it's just sitting in the bank, then that's when, to me, it's time to invest in fourth quarter stuff because you just found a great deal. And if that's the case, go for it. If you're spending every time, or if you're spending all your money every time you get a disbursement, do not stock up for fourth quarter. It doesn't make sense. You're spending your money, you're making a profit, build your business now, continue to build. Once you have extra money, because I don't know if any of us really have extra, but once you have a little bit of a buffer in your bank account, you've got a few dollars left over at the end of each 2 week cycle, if that's what you're on, then hey, find a great deal, buy it. Now, whether you want to list it right away or if you want to hold it, that's up to you. Um, but yeah, as I've seen some deals come through, I've definitely um, bought some stuff that I don't expect to really move until fourth quarter, but I'm okay with it, and that's my best answer. So if you're attaining your goals, if you're growing, continue to grow. You'll know when it's time to buy for the fourth quarter because it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. And it's really somewhere to me around October, November if you're spending your budget before you start looking at that. And I say November is when sales really pick up. I didn't see a big jump in October. But if you find some good deals in October, cool, pick them up. I mean, you're right on the cusp of fourth quarter. But November, that's when you're going to see huge sales start to come out. You're going to know what's hot. You're going to know what to look for. And you just go and buy and shop and send and ship and sell and get more money back and do it all again. And you just start rolling. Yeah. And yeah. And Bob Willie, we're slowly bringing him around to the fast turn way of thinking. He did. He made a post. Let's see if we have the picture. Here's the picture. Okay, here's him with his glove and his iPad. Oh, that's not the one. I thought it was going to be the one with the carts, but that's his setup, and that is actually exactly what my setup looks like. That's Bob at Target. That's what I would look like at Target. I mean, that's the setup right there. It's the bomb. That's the Cadillac of scanning, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, Bob bought a bunch of fourth quarter stuff and sent it in and priced it where he wanted. Lo and behold, the stuff's selling out now. So what he thought was a fourth quarter buy is actually a middle of the summer buy. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's just going to give him more money to go into fourth quarter with. And let me tell you, you're going to want more money come fourth quarter. I don't know what enough is, but I sure didn't have it last year. And I think my biggest disbursement was 7,000, 7,500, for a 2 week period. And dude, it was gone in a heartbeat. I had to turn around and spend just money left and right. It was crazy. Yeah, it's funny how that happens. Okay, Michael Flanagan says, I will raise prices early November to try to increase margins. Till then, flip, flip, flip. And that's where my mindset is. Now, there was a little bit of a discussion in Fast Turn Radio about whether or not that's the right way to do it. To each their own. But to me, that's how I handle it. I'm going to grow right up till the fourth quarter unless I have extra. Is it reasonable to expect to sell at higher margins in Q4? It depends on the product, of course. But yeah, if the demand is there now, there is probably going to be an increased demand because what you have to keep in mind, it's not just people showing up to buy a certain product. There are more shoppers, period, online, and they're buying everything. So it's just that whole, rising tide raises all boats kind of thing. I mean, you're going to have massive amounts of shoppers coming in, and there's just going to be demand more and more and more. So if you have a popular product, say, here, let me show you one that I got recently, and this is going to go into some other stuff. All right, see this? That's a Nerf gun. Nerf, I assure you, will be in high demand come fourth quarter because everybody loves Nerf. It's just one of those things that everybody buys. Everybody buys Nerf. So would I make more on those in the fourth quarter than I will now? Yeah, probably so. Am I going to hold them? No. I just have no interest in sending in a bunch of stuff now and then waiting 6 months for them to sell. That's just not the way I do things. And if you know anything about compound interest, flipping works the exact same way. So, if you take, say, a product that you can make $100 more on in 6 months, That sounds like a lot of money. But if that's a, say, even $10 item, and instead of getting $110, so $100 more um, in 6 months, if you take that $10 and just reinvest it every 2 weeks during that 6 month period, you're going to have a whole lot more than $100. So it's really hard for me to understand why somebody would hold something unless, seriously, you just have extra money. If you are not spending all your money, then yeah, go buy some higher margin stuff that may sit there if it doesn't bother you. Might as well have inventory sitting in a warehouse that's costing almost nothing to house versus money sitting in the bank doing nothing. That I'm okay with. But to buy now with I'm going to sell in the fourth quarter as a mentality, I don't see it. Yeah, and Robert Watson knows the $8 compounded example. That's where $8, 50% ROI invested every 2 weeks turns into $1,037 in 6 months. Okay, that's what you're leaving on the table. If you take a $10 bill now and say, I'm going to make $100 6 months from now, hey, why not spend that $10 over and over and over and have $1,000 6 months from now? Sell that stuff. Yeah, there's a yeah. And Michael Flanagan says, I created a spreadsheet that showed you could become a millionaire by flipping a low margin item over and over and over in a year. Now, and here's something else I'll say. I actually took lower margins in fourth quarter than I typically would as far as margin ROI. I might take a 20 or 30% ROI instead of 50% that I preferred because I would sell a dozen or more of something in a day. And hey, if I can buy a bunch of Crayola marker makers for $20 and sell them for 35 and make $5 a piece on them, but sell as many as I can find in the course of a week, I'm taking it. It's money in my pocket. I got no problem with that. I mean, I'm plucking $5 bills off the shelf, and it's just fourth quarter is incredible. I'll do a fourth quarter show as we get a little bit closer, and we're almost there. Honestly, we're in July for wholesale. If you're going to do that, I would strongly suggest that you get all your wholesale stuff, like your signups and all that, in order now. And somewhere around August, September at the latest, you want to start putting those orders in to make sure you got plenty of product for the fourth quarter rush. Now, that's where it does make sense to me to invest a little up front where it's not going to turn right away. But hey, if you wait till the last minute to order from the wholesaler, your stuff's not going to be there because they know what's coming. Other sellers know what's coming. You're all going to be buying the same products. When they run out, they may not get it back by the time November, December rolls around. So, all right. And Bob Willie, that's good advice. He said, if you're doing China, your orders better be in now. I don't do any China ordering, so I don't know. But hey, if that's what Bob says, I believe it. I want to find I want to find a shelf filled with $5 bills. Skip sending them to Amazon. Yeah, unfortunately, they're kind of like the laundering service for us. We buy a product, we send it to them, they clean it up, they send it back in a nice form of money. So it's a little tough to just cut Amazon out of the equation. All right. So now that, oh wait, do we have more questions? We got a couple more. Kathleen Caffrey, who I have known for over a year now. It's good to thank you for joining us, Kathleen. It's awesome to see you here. Have you seen any slowdown in your fast turn items over the past month? If so, what items categories are you buying more for the summer? Well, first of all, it's hard to say exactly because I took a lot of time off. I sat back on my heels. The kids got out of school. There was a lot going on in May with school winding down here. They got out right at the end of May. And then June, I basically took the month of June off. And I sent in some stuff, and I did some flips, and I did a little bit of stuff, but not a lot. Did I see a slowdown? Yeah, it was a slow time of the year. In some, I still sell the same basic categories, health and personal care. I haven't been doing as much grocery lately. Some beauty, home and kitchen. There's been some slowdown, but really, when you get the right products, what I've noticed is there's no slowdown at all. Because when I sold the little Tykes golf sets that I got as part of the AFT flip that was announced months ago, one of the first buys I made, they had a buy one get one free, $27 for little Tykes golf sets. Okay, so I went out and bought, I think, 12 of them, and 11 of them are still sitting in my inventory. Well, today I noticed Amazon was out of stock on them, so I lowered my price to $30 to where I'm making just a few dollars a piece on them. Not huge, but I got rid of them, and they all sold. I think I'm out of them now. Excuse me, I'll have to go check, but I believe I sold them all. Last couple of days, I sold a bunch of board games. I had 26 of those, and I think they're either all sold out or close to it. Okay, I might have a couple left, but I was selling about 10 a day of those things. My bundle that I put together didn't sell. All of a sudden, I sold over 50 of those in the last 3 days. So you got to know your market. There are still plenty of buyers spending plenty of money. You just got to understand what time of year it is, what the customer is in the market for. Pay attention to rank. Rank matters. Some people say, I don't pay any attention to rank. Okay, well, that's up to you. I pay a lot of attention to rank. And rank tells you what's going on. Now, when you start to get to some of those higher thresholds to where it's like one sale a day, that's a tough call. But if you see something ranked 500 in a category or 1,000 in a category, people are buying that. They're buying a lot of that, at least in most categories. I don't know if any category, maybe video games, and I'm not sure because I haven't sold any in a while. That 1,000 may not be selling dozens a day in that category, but man, most any other category, you get 1,000 or less, things are flying. So there are still plenty of things selling. If you're having a slow month, my guess is you had bad products for the month. Now that doesn't make them bad products for fourth quarter. It doesn't make them bad products even for the fall. I have items that, just because of the type of product that they are, and it's a replenishable, it sells better in the winter than it does in the summer. I know it's going to be slow in the summer. Really, all I'm doing is stocking up for the winter. I'm okay with that. I've got a little extra money. I don't mind putting some away, knowing that come September, October, weather starts to get cool again, these things are going to pick up. That's fine. So you just have to pay attention to the products that you're buying. Don't assume because it did well 2 months ago that it's still doing well now. Now, toothpaste, people need toothpaste year round. I haven't seen any drop off in any kind of toothpaste that I sell. I don't know. It depends on the product. But overall, I think it's a little slower time of year, but there is still definitely stuff that's flying. All right, Dale Grogan. Hopefully that answered your question, Kathleen. And again, thanks for being here. Dale Grogan. On Facebook recently, there was a mini discussion about adding information to the description field for new products. Some people claim that the rule is nothing should be added. Others claim that there is no Amazon rule about adding descriptive text to the new field. So what's the rule? To my knowledge, and I have not seen it in writing. I have just seen where people were told by support that there's not supposed to be anything in the comments field. Here's my answer. If it's a new product, don't put anything in the comments field. There's no reason to. Amazon's doing a lot of system audits right now, and I forget where I read it, but one thing that they said was, one thing that they're looking at are comments on new products. And you don't want to get caught up in that. It doesn't do you any good because the customer doesn't see the comments section in the buy box. And that's really where you ought to be focused anyway. Most of your sales, not all, but most of your sales are going to come from the buy box. So people are never going to see those comments. And if you list on a colors may vary, so you put, I have the red one, or, red, green, yellow, customer's probably not going to see it. There's no reason to put it there. Those should be on their own listing. If you're putting Like Scan Power used to automatically add something about FBA shipping. I know Jordan Malek has said that he recommends putting fast FBA shipping in the comment section. That was from one of his books. Now, he may very well have changed his opinion on that. I don't honestly know, but I've seen that suggested. To me, there's no reason. People know they're buying from Amazon. You have the fulfilled by Amazon. It should be very clear that you're going to get fast shipping and service from Amazon. Okay? I don't see the need. Why can someone do me a favor? Someone tell me why you would need any kind of comment on a new product in the comments field. The condition is very clear. It's new. Okay, you're not allowed to put. And this is another thing. This is something that got people a little hung up. Is they'd say new with shelfware. Oh no, it's not new with shelfware. It's not new. By the way, it's not collectible either. So if it's a toy with shelfware, you can't sell it. Not by Amazon's rules, because it's not new. It's not gift quality. It's got a beat up package. And if it's not collectible, it's not collectible. You can't just because it's beat up a little bit say it's suddenly collectible. Collectible is supposed to be a rare, hard to find, special edition, something or other kind of product that is truly collectible. So a beat up toy is not collectible. Okay, doesn't apply. Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Edie, that's what Jordan says in one of his books, that it reminds people about the guarantee and fast shipping and gives a small edge. I personally disagree. And that's just one of those things where, not everybody agrees all the time. I don't think it gives you any edge at all. Now, I think selling FBA gives you an edge. I think selling FBA gives you a huge edge over an MF seller. Absolutely. Putting that in your comments gives you an edge. I'm not buying it. I just sorry. And I don't know how you prove that. But anyway, yeah, Michael, good point. If you shop on Amazon yourself, do you ever read the comments from a seller? Oh, and here's another thing. Maybe you guys don't know this. We all do a lot more shopping on tablets now, right? So even if you're on the full version, full site version of your iPad, okay, and you go to Amazon, full site version, tell me how many comments show up. You don't see any. I don't know what the quirk is. I don't know what the glitch is. I can't explain it. But all I know is even if you're on the regular website on your tablet, you don't see any comments. Now, maybe they'll fix that at some point, but there are just so many reasons not to put comments on a new product. Now, please understand this is on a new product. I can't give you the policy. I can't point it out to you. I can't give you a link to it. I don't know where to get it from. I've searched for it. I've never found it. But it's been said enough times, and I see no point to it, that I say don't put any comments there. Yeah, and Michael says if 90% of the if you are like 90% of the buyers on Amazon, you just pick the item that is in the buy box and never see the comments. Yeah, I don't even really look very hard for the lowest price. Even though it's got like 3 of them there, I don't care. Just give me one. 12 cents one way or the other is not going to really change my mind on whether I want this product, and I'm not even going to bother clicking that other guy. It doesn't matter. Just give me the buy box. Oh, and Bob Willie said, here are the Legos that are selling now that he was supposed to wait for fourth quarter. There you go. He gave you a great picture. You want to know what Bob Willie sourcing looks like? He came across a great clearance sale at Walmart, I believe it was, and just cleaned them out. So big ups to Bob on that. And congratulations, good job. And hey, it's selling now. Go figure. Legos sell. That's good stuff, man. I mean, but people want this stuff year round. I'm even seeing my Canadian orders, which were really slow for a while, are starting to pick up again. So I think we're through the really slow part of the year. I think we're coming back around to where sales ought to start picking up again. That's my feeling. All right. Speaking of sales, and I do want to get these couple of things in. One of the things that I'm quickly becoming a big fan of is bundling, because I've seen the power of it. Okay, you guys know I ran some ads last week, and it didn't do so great, but it did all right. Um, I had some views and some this and that, but Michael Flanagan, being the smart guy that he is, said he said people start buying for July 4th on July 1st, right? They wait until July to start buying for July 4th. Oh my God, if he wasn't right. It was actually June 30th. They did start getting in there a little early. So yeah, he on June 30th, suddenly I sold 22 of my bundles. And then on July 1st, I sold, I don't even know how many, another 30 or so, I think. July 2nd, where people are paying, I sold a bundle for $30, and someone paid $27 shipping for it to get it next day because they bought it today. Now, why they didn't sign up for Prime and pay $3.99 to get the next day, I don't know. But I have sold in 3 days over 50 bundles. I haven't looked at today's total. You sold 50. How many did you start with? I started with 132. And at that point, I got tired of making bundles. so I mean, they're small. They're small bundles. So it's not like, they're these big, giant anythings. And so I sent in 2 different bundles, actually. I sent in a small one, 132 of those, and a bigger one that was priced much higher. And I sent in 6 of those. So Ron says, what price point was the bundle? It was about a $10 or $12 bundle. I played with the price right in there. That's what I'm saying. These were the low cost ones. And I'll take that knowledge into the 4th next year. I will have those products still available because who knows when people are going to buy them. Did you buy Deborah Conrad's book on bundling? Honestly, Edie, I did not know she had one. So no, I did not. Nope, I'm probably the world's worst at bundling, but no, I just took a shot. I was looking through my wholesalers' stuff and saw a couple of things that I thought would go well together, and I said, hey, give me a couple of cases of those and a couple of cases of those, and I'll throw them all together. So, and it turned out well. I'm not even sure if I made money on it overall because I spent quite a bit on the cases, but hey, I'm happy. And my ads did not directly, I don't think, lead to a lot of sales because I only showed, the last time I looked, I had 4 direct sales from running ads. Okay, so that's cool. I got 4 sales, but what I think it really did was it boosted my overall ranking. Okay, once I got a few sales, my sales rank goes up, and Amazon starts making the equation. People searching for this ended up buying this. So I went from literally searching for my bundle day 1, and I was past page 20. I got tired of looking for where my bundle was with certain search terms. Now you put in a very broad search term, I'm up to page 3. Now, I won't stay there. I seriously doubt I will anyway. But the fact is that I think getting the ads in, greasing the wheels, getting everything started, getting Amazon to realize that, yes, people that want this end up buying this. I went from way down here where you couldn't see me, and I'm now about here. Now, front page to me is straight across. Boom, boom. There you go. So I'm not front page material yet, but I'm down here somewhere, and I'm happy with that. Was it worth the $5 that it cost me? Yeah, pretty sure it was. I mean, it cost me $5, seriously. So I made more on the sales. I made more profit than what it cost me anyway. And then the power that it gave to my listing was really where I think the value was. So one thing that I find very important is to have great pictures. And, so come up with something simple that's not going to kill you, because that's one thing that I found was bundling. The physical bundling of these things was an absolute nightmare. I did not plan that out well. But yeah, Michael, I'll work on that. And I found out I wasn't making a lot of profit for the amount of work that I was putting in, and I learned a lot. That's what I do. I go through the trial and error. So it all worked out in the end, and it gave me warm fuzzies to sell over 50 of these things. But Do you have a video on how to do the advertising campaign? No, that was asked in the coaching group, so I am going to make one. But um, no, it was. I have not made one, and it's not. I mean, it's not hard. You go up, you click on advertising, and just fill out the information. It is very very simple. But how about straight $35? Oh, how many items in your bundle? It was just a 2 item bundle. So anyway, I did learn a lot, and I will make a. Did you bundle in plastic bags? Yes, I did. I sure did. Well, plastic bags. I did some boxes, the bigger ones that I told you where I made like a bigger bundle. Uh, the 6 of them that I did, I put those in boxes. So yeah, and Teresa, I mean, I'll throw it together. Teresa, are you in the coaching? Are you in the coaching? I thought you were. Maybe you're not. Maybe I just see you around. Yes, you are. Okay, I thought so. I didn't mean to ask that. I'm sorry. I guess I probably shouldn't ask that out in front of everybody. But yeah, I'll put it together for you. How long is the wait for coaching? All right. Yeah, let me talk about that for a second. I think July 5th is when I'm going to open it up again. So July 5th, I'm going to open it up. I haven't decided how many people I'm going to let in. Last time it filled up pretty quickly, and within 8 hours we sold out the 25 seats. So I had a lot of people that came back after and said, "Hey, I went away for a day. I came back and your coaching was open and closed." I can't. I could, but I don't want a huge flood of people. It just makes it too hard to have 100 new people all asking questions and try to keep up with it. That's why I try to keep it at somewhere between 20 and 30. I did 30 one time, and that was a little too much, I thought. So it'll probably be 25 again. Um, it's hard. I have a hard time telling people no. And just so you know, the coaching is about to evolve. This is probably the last time I'm going to have coaching at the set. The coaching right now is $197. That gives you access to the Facebook group and all the videos that I make, and we'll give you discounts on any kind of what I call advanced sourcing. Okay, that gives you the basic stuff, my basic philosophies, some short videos, how-tos, just like the ad campaign. You'll get some of that kind of tutorial stuff. And then advanced sourcing is the Amazon to Amazon flips, the wholesaling course that Darla led last month, which was fantastic. I still did not get around to doing my selling on Canada, so that'll be advanced sourcing. You'll get discounts on that kind of stuff, but it will not be included. So for $197, you get the core of my coaching, and you get access to the Facebook group. This will probably be the last time that happens. In the future, what it's going to be is a little bit higher price if you want to be a part of the Facebook group, and then a little bit lower price if you just want the videos on your own. If you don't want to be in the group and you just want the information, that's fine. You should not pay to be in the group. If you want to be a part of the group and you're willing to pay a little more, because it is a fantastic group, I'll tell you that straight up, and it's not fantastic because of me. It's fantastic because of Bob, Charlene, Darla, Michael, just all the participants who are in there constantly helping. It's a fantastic group, and I don't want it to get too big. And the only way I know to do that is to raise the price to maybe weed out some people, that just want the information. So it'll actually be cheaper to buy the information than it is right now. But that's what's coming. So it's up to you if you want to wait, if you want to jump in. But July 5th, if everything goes as planned, I'm going to open it up in the morning. I will send out an email so everybody has a little bit of heads up. I know it's a little close, but I'll send out an email tomorrow letting everybody know. And Michael, yeah, the more you invest, the more value from the information. Yeah, because I'll tell you honestly, the group is more valuable than the information. the answers and having great people just fingertips away, there's a lot of value in that. That's a lot different than I watched a video and I got some stuff. Now, can you learn from videos? Absolutely. Have I bought video courses? Yes, I have. It's just two different ways of doing things. And some people don't like being a part of a group. They just don't want to participate. Well, then don't pay to be in the group. That doesn't make sense. Just until recently, I haven't had any other option. Everything's been done through Facebook because, hey, check it out. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I make this stuff up as I go along. Ask Darla. I drive her crazy all the time because I'll say one thing and then I'll change my mind and go a whole different direction. And she'll go, well, that's not what you said. Well, I had a different opinion a month ago. I'm sorry, I changed my mind. And I am sorry because I drive her crazy and that makes me feel bad. But that's how I do things. I'm more reactionary. I'm not really a planner. I do things as I see. They just come together. It's the way it is. So I didn't mean to go on too much about that, but that's where things stand. So Michael says, I have tried to convince Duane that he is way underpriced. He should be charging many times what he is. Yeah, I've heard that a few times, but and I appreciate the sentiment. But Michael, you're as much a part of that group as I am, man. And really, it's just a great community. There's no negativity. There's no, man, I'm getting down, and there's nobody kicking you in the teeth, and you need to just be quiet and go do this or that. No, it's everybody's positive and uplifting, and I think it's made a huge impact. It blows me away every time somebody just posts, these are my numbers and you help me get there. And it's not me, it's the group. And it's amazing. And I'm very proud of the group that I've put together. Now that I did put the group together. And I'm very proud of it. And so it's going to cost a little more to be a part of that group after July 5th. All right, enough reading about coaching, that stuff. Man, guys, I didn't even get to what I wanted to talk about with the bundles. All right, I'm going to do the Dymo thing real quick, though. Okay, that I will do. I can't print one out for you. Oh, you know what? I have some. All right, I'm just going to touch on this. Check it out. When you do a bundle, you use your own UPC code, right? One does not exist. So it's just a number on a piece of paper or not even on a computer screen that you put into a field when you create the listing. That's all it is. And that's not a big deal, except when you get yourself one of these, okay, and you want to scan a barcode, guess what you can't do? You can't scan your bundle's barcode. So, and this is for bundles, multi-packs, anything that you used your own barcode for, which do not use your own barcode for multi-packs anymore. That was something that used to be done. I recommend not doing that. Side note. Okay, so there was no good way to be able to zap it. So, some of my multi-packs and some of my bundles are replens, and I don't have a good way to just zap those, right? So I had to go into my inventory. I had to find the listing, copy the ASIN, go back into Scan Power, into List, paste it in there, and boom, now I got my product. It kind of stunk. I didn't enjoy doing that. What I found out was you can make, let me make sure I sit back far enough because these are some of my things. Okay, you can print out these little barcodes with the Dymo software. Very simple to do. You just select the barcode label that's already a default part of the software. Okay, so you just click on the label that looks like a barcode and it says your barcode here, and you type whatever you want to be encoded in the barcode, and then at the top it says name of barcode. So at the top you put the name of what it is, and at the bottom, yeah, Bob said zooming in. It's really not that exciting, but it's just crap. But anyway, so at the top you name it, and at the bottom you put the ASIN, or at least that's what I did, and and it creates the barcode. And now, when you want to zap it, let me make sure I don't actually zap this into you guys. Now, when you want to zap it, that's it right there. And now I have my replen. Right? I mean, it's just that simple. And I love it. So I started printing them out, pasting them on a piece of paper, I'm going to have that piece of paper, and all I got to do is zap the one that I want. I'll tell you right now, that's worth the 85 bucks I spent on that little printer. And I posted the other day that you could actually get it for 75. So the price fluctuates up and down. You know, you might be able to grab one cheap, but dude, 85 bucks, that printer does a lot. You know, I've started like saving my mailing labels. So like I have to mail off my water bill every month. Typed it out, saved it. Now all I do is click, print, there's my label. It's awesome. Uh, Michael says, is there anyone in the Spreecast that is not Duane's coaching group? Just curious. Yeah, not everybody is. There's a few. There's a few people, and I appreciate everybody that's in the coaching group, and I love the coaching group, and that's why I kind of felt bad that I wasn't 100% positive whether or not Teresa was in there. So I thought she was, but yeah, you know, the group's growing, and you know, we didn't post this anywhere. It wasn't posted in Scan Power. I don't think it was posted in Fast Turn Radio that we were having a Spreecast. We still ended up with over 50 people. So thank you everybody who showed up just on your own accord, or I don't know, Darla, if you bumped it or something. I didn't see it, even though I seem to spend a lot of time on Facebook today. I haven't actually looked in on my own groups because I've been busy and nobody tagged me. A few people that did tag me, I think I got back to you, but anyhow, if you guys want to sign up, right now you can sign up for the little waiting list. It'll be open up soon. Dale said he keeps getting interrupted. He's going to go catch the replay. Well, Dale, it's all right. I'm done because you know, after you heard my rundown of my routine today, you know what I did, what you didn't hear, that I ate dinner at any point. So I have not eaten since about 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'm calling it a day. We'll get more into bundles and pictures next week because I'm really big on bundling. Okay, that's something that is, the rules are very clear on. It's something that's not hard at all to do, and you're not going to get in trouble as long as you follow the rules. You know, make it customer focused, make it complementary products, use your own barcode. That's the basics. I mean, that's it. You know, and have nice pictures. But we'll get more into that next week. And I don't know what profound stuff Robert's spitting out. It may or may not be. You never know what you get with him. You know, sometimes he really does have profound thoughts. Other times it's just, you know, it's just Robert being Robert. Yeah, okay. Dale says he doesn't know a lot about bundling, so he's looking forward to next week. So yeah, we'll talk more about it, and I'm going to give you guys just my thoughts on what makes for a good bundle. Where are the Flash Underoos? You'd have to ask Chris Green about the Flash Underoos. Last I knew, they were still in Attleboro, Massachusetts. They have not found their way to me yet. You recommend that we should not create our own multi-packs with our own UPCs. Connie, this is important. Let me touch on this. You recommend that we should not create our own multi-packs with our own UPC until Amazon better defines what is allowed. Can we still list products using multi-packs that are already created on Amazon by someone else? Currently, one of my products is a 3-pack of coffee that is based on someone else's listing. Is that still okay? Yes, I think it's still okay. Be aware, if Amazon decides it's not okay, your listing may disappear tomorrow. And that's actually happened to some people, where they were listed on a 3-pack and it got combined with a single listing. Uh-oh. That's a bad day. It's even worse if you're the single listing and you get combined with a 3-pack. You know, if somehow the 3-pack becomes the main part of that listing and you've got a single sitting in there. So, you know, Amazon's doing a lot of cleaning up in the catalog. So just be aware, if you're going to list on someone else's multi-pack, that you don't probably want to go too deep, just in case something goofy does happen and you either need to have that product returned to you, or the listing just goes away and your inventory is now stranded. I wouldn't put a lot of money into multi-packs that are not by the book right now. The flip side of that argument is that support has told people to use their own barcodes for multi-packs, not bundles, but for multi-packs. Well, people get excited because, well, support said that. Yeah, well, support's not the one that's going to screw up your listing when another part of Amazon decides to change things or clean things up, and that is really against their policy. So people are being told by support to break Amazon's policy. That to me is a bad, bad thing. So Amazon, left and right hand, not exactly sure what each other's doing. Yes, I would list on other people's multi-packs. I would not create my own, and I would be prepared for that listing to disappear. Otherwise, understand what the problem is, what the risks are, and move forward. Yeah, take those complimentary, fast-turning multi-packs and turn them into bundles. Teresa, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, because the bundling policy is just much easier to follow right now. It's much more black and white. So that'll be for next week. I will get into that. Do you buy barcodes? Yes, I buy barcodes. Oh, goodness, I should have had this. All right, I'll have it for next week too. I buy it from Leading Edge Codes on eBay. Let's see, I'm trying to bring up there. If you just put in UPC, it'll come up. I forget. I wish I knew their full format. eBay, it's like something users. There we go. All right, gonna have it for you in a second. Somebody's probably already got it up because you guys are so much better at this stuff than I am. I'm trying to get you the link to who I use. Where is their link for the actual seller? Where's the seller's name? All right, let's see. Does somebody have it up already? No, nobody has it up. Okay. Where is the seller's name? I should just be able to click on it because I've done this 100 times before. Oh, there it is. Way over to the right. Dear goodness. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Very much ill-prepared for that question. So yes, I buy from Leading Edge Codes on eBay. And if you go to there, it's right up there. If you go to their eBay site, you can choose different quantities. I mean, you can get 100 of them for like $7 or something. It's ridiculously cheap. And as far as I can tell, they're legit. They have thousands of sales. I don't know of any problems whatsoever. They sent me an email list with 100 of them, came in a little text file, and I've been using them for over a year with no problem. So, yeah, Paula says that's who she buys from too. So, yeah, I think they're a reliable source. Is it exactly how a barcode's supposed to be done? That's conversation for another day because no, it's not. But it works for Amazon. And right now, it's good enough. So that's my recommendation. All right, final thing, because Darla is awesome, as we all know. Darla rocks. She said 71441. That's the number if you guys want to text fast turn, all one word, to 71441. You will get your message about 20 minutes prior to showtime. You'll get a text. So yeah, just text fast turn, all one word, to 71441, and you will get a text reminder 20 minutes before the show, and it'll just remind you that, hey, I'm coming on air. So you sunk my battleship. That's it, guys. That was Bob Willie's comment, by the way. I just found that amusing. Let's see. These and other tips are available if you're a member of the coaching group. said in Michael Flanagan's best game show voice. These and other fine tips. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. We're over an hour now. That's all I got for this week. Good times. I did not touch on hardly anything that I planned to get to. But, hey, that just leaves more for next week. We got to talk about deal stacking, bundling, all kinds of good stuff. So You guys, hope you all have a great week. And hashtag guru, that's right. FBA guru, still self-proclaimed. You guys have a good night. See you next week. Thank you all so much for being here. Good night.